Hi, I'm Rob, and in this video we'll show you how to replace the motor and the receiver eye on an Applause standard shade, on a pleated standard shade, and on a vignette standard shade with PowerView. To conduct this repair, we'll need to order the PowerView motor for Applause, the cable for the receiver eye to the motor, a cable for power to the motor, and the receiver for the PowerView shades. Take the end cap and slowly rock it out as I'm kind of sliding the headrail back and remove that end cap here very easily. I've got the wire here to the receiver, and those wires and the power wire going here and here on the motor. Go ahead and remove the motor and this whole assembly in one move. There's pins on the bottom of the motor located here and here that attach the motor into the slat on the top of the shade. Go ahead and take a screwdriver, stick it under the pins, and slowly rock them out with the screwdriver. And as I rock them out, slide the headrail back far enough that I can grab onto the drive shaft so that I can lift that motor up and rock it out of place. This motor has a problem. We don't know if the receiver eye has a problem or not. We're going to replace both of them. Reuse this end cap and this body here that holds the receiver eye. Come in here with a flathead screwdriver and remove the motor, receiver wire, and the power from the motor. And if we look at the end cap here, it has 4 locations on the end cap that hold it in place. Pry up on the top 2 and rock it off. Now, if this receiver eye, oh no, it came out, what I want to do if that comes out is just put it back in with the hinge at the bottom there, and I can put this together holding this in the down position when I go to reassemble it. Remove the receiver board. Come in underneath the board and rock it out, and it pops out very easily. And it's going to rest up against these posts and flex out of place. So these components, we're changing them out. We're going to go ahead and put our receiver board back into place and go ahead and rock it into place here. So we're going to put the top feature in, rock the bottom in, and the top feature goes up against the pins into the features in the top of the motor board here and here. And then it's just going to rock into place. I want to gently but firmly press it into the features there on the bottom, and those 2 features here are locked into place. The next thing we're going to do at this point is insert the wire into the receiver. And I want to make sure it's directional, that it goes in and matches up with the posts inside the receiver. Take it and plug it in, line it up, and then gently press it into place with my screwdriver. Go ahead and take the power connection here and run it through the side of the body. And that's just going to sit there for the moment. Bring the new motor into place here, and this motor has the pins on the bottom. Do this just in reverse of what we did before. Plug the power into the motor. Again, it is directional. Press it on in with the screwdriver on the body of the plug there. Bring in my second plug here. Before I plug it in, put the end cap on. I'm going to hold the eye in the down direction once I get that button in place. Hold it down while I insert the receiver body onto that end cap. I'm going to test the button and make sure it works. It does, so we're good to go. Plug that receiver into the motor, line it up with the motor. Take a screwdriver, gently push it into place. If we take a look at the end of the motor here, there's this V drive here, this notch here at the end of the motor that actually has to line up with the corresponding notch here on the shaft. Get that motor lined up with the shaft, line the pins up with the holes in the slat, and then I'm going to press the motor into the slat. And I want to lift the slat up slightly and just push it gently into the slat. What I don't want to do is go crunching that slat and then I have a bump in the slat in the bottom of the shade. It's going to affect the look of the top cell of the fabric. Then I'm going to slide the headrail over to the motor to hold it into place. Take the fabric slat here and I'm going to insert it underneath the end cap here and here. So what I'm doing is lifting that slat up, making sure I have just the top cells, not damaging the slat in any way, inserting it onto the end cap, and then bringing the headrail over. But as I'm bringing the headrail over, I want to make sure I don't have any wires in the way of anywhere that headrail is going to attach. Slide it into place and seat that new receiver eye and motor into my PowerView Applause shade. So that's how to replace the motor and receiver eye for an Applause standard shade, a pleated standard shade, and a vignette tiered standard shade, all with PowerView.